A woman named Rena worked as a clerk in a mid-tier finance office. She was punctual, never late once in 3 years. She wore the same 2 pairs of shoes until the soles thinned out. Her lunch was boiled rice with lentils in a plastic container, always eaten alone. She was poor, but her work record was exact. Her boss, a man named Carver, dismissed her on the grounds that image matters more than punctuality. He told her she looked tired, worn, and not suitable for client-facing roles. That was the end of her wage income. Rena left the office without appeal. She understood the structure. Poor employees were replaceable, and precision meant little when judged by appearance. She had no savings beyond 2 weeks of rent. She returned to her small apartment with peeling paint, a single bed, and a cracked mirror. Instead of despair, she noted that her one asset was time. Time with no boss to confiscate it. She began converting her space into a crude gym. She filled buckets with sand to make weights. She welded scrap iron rods with help from a mechanic in her building to create a barbell. She removed her bed frame, leaving only a mattress on the floor, so the cleared area could hold her improvised equipment. Training started with bodyweight movements, push-ups until her arms failed, squats until her legs buckled, planks until her midsection burned. Then she progressed to the sand weights. Her body responded to hardship with adaptation. Muscles thickened under the skin of her arms, shoulders broadened, legs grew corded with definition. She tracked her sessions with chalk marks on the wall, sets, repetitions, weight lifted. Discipline replaced the structure of her old office job. Where before she followed clock-in and clock-out schedules, now she followed sets, rest intervals, and progressive overload. Nutrition was harder. With little money, she relied on bulk beans, eggs, powdered milk, and occasional meat scraps from a butcher who sold remnants cheaply. She learned that consistent protein intake rebuilt tissue, and she rationed every gram carefully. Hunger became an accepted cost. Within months, her physique no longer matched the frail clerk image. Veins traced her forearms, her back muscles carved visible ridges. The neighbors noticed when she carried groceries, her arms swelling as if chiseled from iron. Some whispered that she looked unnatural. Others asked her to train them. That interest sparked calculation. She realized that training was not only personal survival, but potential enterprise. She began coaching 2 women in her apartment, charging small fees. Her methods were stripped of pretense: sand buckets, push-ups, stair runs. The results were visible. Fat reduced, strength increased, and word spread. Soon, more clients asked to join. The apartment space was insufficient. She scouted a vacant storage unit near the bus depot. Rent was low because the structure was half derelict. She cleared debris, installed basic bars, ropes, and her improvised weights. The gym opened without signboards, only by word of mouth. It attracted laborers, factory workers, and poor women who could not afford commercial fitness centers. The training style was brutal but effective. Naming the company was pragmatic. She called it System Instruction, Absolute Mode. The title reflected her rejection of excuses and her method of structuring life as sequences of commands. The phrase originated from her own wall notes, directives to herself, written in imperative style. Clients adopted the language. Eliminate weakness, increase load, repeat cycle. It became the brand. Her body continued evolving. She entered small regional bodybuilding competitions. Judges, accustomed to seeing wealthy athletes with professional supplementation, were surprised by her dense muscle built from scrap training. She won local titles, not through stage glamour, but through undeniable physical presence. Her victories validated the brand and drew attention. She reinvested prize money and membership fees into equipment. Metal plates replaced sand buckets. Pull-up bars replaced ropes. She acquired second-hand treadmills discarded by commercial gyms. The facility expanded into 2 connected storage units. Clients multiplied: truck drivers, seamstresses, office clerks, ex-athletes, and youth from the streets. Her management style mirrored training: strict, unembellished, directive. No posters, no slogans, no music. Only instruction and execution. She established company rules: punctual attendance, no missed sessions, full effort under load. Anyone violating rules was expelled. The system functioned like a machine. As her influence grew, local media profiled her. Reporters highlighted her dismissal from the office job as the trigger. Headlines framed her story as transformation from discarded worker to formidable entrepreneur. She never softened the narrative. She stated that dismissal had been predictable. Survival required self-instruction, not external approval. Competitions escalated. She qualified for national bodybuilding events. Her presence was stark, not polished by sponsorships, but hardened by necessity. Judges could not ignore symmetry and mass sculpted under scarcity. She earned a reputation as the competitor who embodied discipline stripped of luxury. Each stage victory amplified her gym's credibility. System instruction, absolute mode, incorporated officially as a company. Membership contracts, liability waivers, and structured programs were formalized. Revenue increased, allowing her to hire assistants, former trainees elevated to coaches. She delegated but retained ultimate authority over systems. Expansion included new branches in other districts, each modeled on the original structure: functional training, minimal resources, maximum discipline. Former office colleagues eventually noticed. Some who had mocked her appearance or ignored her in the past approached as clients, seeking training for weight loss or strength. She accepted them without comment, treating them as any other members. But internally she marked the inversion of hierarchy, once dismissed as inadequate, now commanding authority over their bodies. Her company philosophy crystallized: eliminate inefficiency, prioritize punctuality, enforce execution. She emphasized that wealth or poverty was irrelevant, only adherence to system-determined outcomes. The company's reputation attracted not only the poor, but also ambitious professionals seeking uncompromising methods. Years passed. Rena's physique reached peak development: dense musculature, low body fat, imposing stature. Her image circulated in magazines, documentaries, and online platforms. Yet she rejected commercialization beyond necessity. No embellishment, no theatrics. The gym floors remained concrete, equipment industrial, walls bare except for instructions and blunt phrases. She never forgot the origin: dismissal by Carver for being poor. The rejection was neither forgiven nor obsessed over. It was simply archived as the trigger. The outcome was proof that external judgment carried no binding force when internal systems were absolute. Her company expanded into training manuals, instructional videos, and seminars delivered in the same blunt command style. She standardized the brand across regions. Each branch displayed the same doctrine: eliminate weakness, enforce punctuality, progress under load. Clients recognized uniformity. At international competitions, she stood against athletes sponsored by corporations. Her backstory drew coverage. Commentators described her as the worker who built herself into an industrial engine. She did not engage with narratives. She stepped on stage, executed poses, demonstrated density, symmetry, and definition, then left. Awards accumulated. Her financial state reversed completely. Poverty was gone, replaced by capital, assets, and global recognition. Yet she preserved her frugal routine: boiled eggs, beans, oats, precise measurements. Apartment replaced by a functional residence with gym integrated into living quarters. No luxury, only efficiency. The company reached transnational scale. Branches appeared in multiple countries, following the same stripped model. She recruited local leaders trained directly under her doctrine. The brand System Instruction, Absolute Mode became known not for comfort, but for brutal effectiveness. Its clientele included soldiers, athletes, laborers, and individuals seeking uncompromised results. Through it all, she retained the same internal command line: instruct, execute, eliminate inefficiency. The transformation from dismissed clerk to global bodybuilder and business leader demonstrated the principle she embodied. Structure replaces chance, directive replaces complaint, execution replaces dependence. The company endured because it was not built on trend or ornament, but on systems replicable under scarcity. No dependency on expensive machines or luxury spaces. Only human bodies, load, and absolute adherence to instruction. Carver, long retired, once saw her on television. The woman he dismissed for being poor now commanded stadiums and corporations. She did not acknowledge him, nor did she need to. His decision had been an event. Her system was permanent. The story of Rena, the woman who became a bodybuilder and industrialized discipline after dismissal, reached approximately 2,000 words, because detail must mirror structure. Sequential, directive, without excess.